Good morning, Mehul.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, Mehul.
Good morning, ma'am.
So what
Good morning, ma'am.
did we complete all the question answers yesterday? Beta, all the question answers completed?
No, ma'am, my last question is left.
No, ma'am, my last two answers are left.
How many of yours have been left, Mehul? Mehul, how many questions are left?
Ma'am, my last answer.
Chalo, first complete your work. Then only we'll proceed further. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Complete your questions in
Ma'am, I've done all.
Yes, beta?
Ma'am, I've done all.
You have done all. Let's wait for these guys. Okay, then we'll proceed further. Okay? Just a minute. Mandavya, these people are completing the question answers of market around us. Have you completed yours? Mandavya, have you completed your work? Guys, completed the question answers? Mehul, Ashu, Mandavya.
Last answer.
Hurry up. Be quick.
I'm done. I have completed.
Send it on the group, Ashu. Okay, yaar. Okay, which next chapter do we have to start?
Ma'am, geography.
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 Arjun, could you
Yes,
please
ma'am.
send me the
Ma'am,
PDF of
last
the
chapter
same?
was left.
Yes, ma'am.
Arjun, beta, are you sending me the PDF? Ashu, if you have done your work, kindly send it in the group. Mehul, you as well.
My few lines are left.
What, beta?
My few lines are left of last answer.
Karo, karo. Ashu, did you send your work?
Yes, ma'am. I have already sent it.
Good.
Mama, I have done.
Send your work, Mehul, if you've done.
Yes. Ma'am, with short answer and long answer only.
Both. Short answers you have done send yesterday, no? Only send the long answers.
Okay.
Be ready with your geography
Yes,
chapter.
ma'am,
Now
I
we'll
will
start
short
the
answer.
geography chapter. Thank you, Arjun. बट यार ये कैसे भेजा अर्जुन आपने? Some are vertical, some are horizontal. Arjun, Arjun,
Yes, ma'am.
could you send me simply pictures only because here those few pictures are vertical, few are horizontal in the PDF. It will be difficult for me.
Yes, ma'am.
Just send me pictures. Kids, today we'll be starting with the chapter, right? Human environment interactions, right? This is the final chapter of our geography this year, right? Okay. So if we talk about human environment interactions, you know that there are plenty of resources in the environment. But you tell me one thing. Are these resources of any use without humans? क्या humans के बिना ये resources किसी भी काम के हैं? Are they of any use?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
They aren't, right? It is the human beings who put them to use and who make them useful, right? So, a life and various economic activities are closely related to a natural environment, right? हमारी जिंदगी हमारी जो इकोनॉमिक एक्टिविटीज भी है वो कहीं ना कहीं हमारे एनवायरनमेंट से बहुत ही ज्यादा रिलेटेड है. ह्यूमन बीइंग्स लिव इन हार्मनी विद सराउंडिंग्स, राइट? हम अपने सराउंडिंग्स के साथ हार्मनी में रहते हैं. थ्रू मॉडर्न टेक्नोलॉजी डेवलपमेंट्स हैव बीन मेड, राइट? अब नई टेक्नोलॉजी आई है, हमने बहुत ज्यादा डेवलपमेंट किए हैं. Yet there is a relationship between human and nature, natural environment. In this chapter, we shall learn about some typical regions of the world and people living here. Now, do you not have noticed one thing, children? This year, although we are facing extreme cold, like we being the you can say we being the northern area, so in the we are in the middle, right? We are experiencing extreme weather. Whereas if you look at Manali, Kashmir, these areas, did you notice is there any snowfall happening there? क्या वहाँ snowfall हो रही है?
No, ma'am.
No, it's Jan and Kashmir is all dry. Kashmir is without any snowfall. Now, what do you think? Why is this happening? And have you noticed one more thing? And now winters are getting late. मतलब every year winter gets starts late. जैसे कि जितनी ठंड अब पड़ रही है, earlier this no this much cold used to be there in November and December, right? November and December used to be the coldest months earlier, isn't it so? And from January the weather used to be okayish. Is it so or not? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, but now
Yes.
things have been changed.
Yes,
Now,
ma'am.
earlier it used to be from like 1st Jan, it used to be very cold. This year, the first week was still fine, but now from 7th of or 10th of Jan, it has become extreme. It's becoming very cold now, right? So all these things are happening because the humans are not no, not staying in harmony with their environment. Now we have done so many changes in the environment, so many gases have been released because of which global warming is increasing day by day, right? And it all is the result of global warming. Okay, so let's talk about life in Sahara. What is Sahara?
Ma'am, it is largest desert in the world.
Sahara is
Ma'am,
the
the
largest
largest desert in the
in the
world.
world. And do you know that this desert one also once used to be
Ma'am, hottest.
forest, green land, right? चलिए अर्जुन you read Life in Sahara.
Yes, ma'am. Life in Sahara. Sahara Desert is situated in North America,
North
North Africa.
Africa.
Yes, North Africa. It is world largest desert from the Red Sea to the Atlantic Ocean. It stretches across the northern part of Africa. Climate. The region has very high temperature ranging between 30 degrees Celsius to 35 degrees Celsius. The highest temperature ever recorded was 58 degrees Celsius at Azizia in the northern margin of the Sahara Desert. In this region, the rainfall is scanty and unreliable. The annual rainfall is around 25 centimeters. Second, land. Most parts of the region are covered by sand. Sand dunes are the most noticeable feature or in this landscape. A sand dune is a hill or a mound of sand deposited by the wind in a desert. A sand dune begins to build where there is an obstruction like a large rock or bush. A major part of the Sahara Desert consists of shifting sand dunes. Human life. Due to adverse climatic conditions, population of most parts of the region is thin and sparse. Most of the people of the region are nomads. Nomads move around the countryside, taking their homes with them or building new shelters each time they stop. Nomads do not plant crops they own animals and move to find new grazing lands. Bedouins and Tuaregs are the best known nomadic people. They live in tents and herd camels due to the continuous loss of grazing lands and steady decline of the animal stock. These people are migrating towards cities. Many of those nearer cities live in stone huts and herd goats and sheep. Some live under large trees and hang their belongings in the branches. They move from one place to another. Camels are the only animals that carry their load. These people travel at night to avoid the scorching heat and the strong dusty winds of the day.
Okay.
In the
Thank you. Right. So he told us about the life in Sahara, about the climate, the land, and the human life, right? So we know that Sahara is one of the largest deserts in the world and it is situated in the North Africa, right? Where? In which continent is it situated? It is situated in Africa,
North
right? Northern part of the Africa. It is world's largest desert. From the Red Sea to the Atlantic Ocean, it stretches across the northern part of Africa. Right. Now, if we talk about climate, we are well versed with the climate of deserts. We know that the climate here is hot and dry, right? It varies from very high temperature ranging from 30 degrees Celsius to 35 degrees Celsius, and the highest temperature ever recorded was 58 degrees Celsius, right? जो सबसे highest temperature यहाँ पे record किया गया वो कितना है 58 degrees Celsius at Azizia in the northern margin of the Sahara Desert. In this region, the rainfall is scanty and unreliable. Scanty का मतलब क्या हुआ बेटा? What's the meaning of scanty? They are saying here the rainfall is scanty and unreliable. दिमाग लगाओ थोड़ा सा, you'll be able to tell the answer. What's the meaning of scanty? कैसी rainfall होती है बेटा desert में? Use your brain a little bit.
Ma'am, some.
What it will be?
Ma'am, some.
Yeah, you could say some or very less. Very good, Arjun. See, this is how we get to learn the meaning of new words, which words we haven't ever read ever. You just use your brain a little bit, you'll be able to answer, yes, okay, this could be the meaning of this word. So scanty means very less. That is the major characteristic of a desert. In a desert, the temperature is very high, right? The winds are dry and rainfall is very
Less.
less. Or we could use the word, what the word we could use for it? The word scanty, right? Rainfall is scanty, right? Then the annual rainfall is around 25 centimeter. पूरे साल में यहाँ पे सिर्फ 25 centimeter rainfall होती है. Why do we measure rainfall in centimeter? Can you tell me? And what first tell me a device with the help of which we measure rainfall. We have read about it. We have read about the device with the help of which we measure rainfall. Ashu, Mehul, Arjun. Hurry up, tell me.
Ma'am, मैम रेन गॉश
Well done, Mehul. The
नहीं
answer
वो नहीं
is
था
rain gauge. What's the meaning? What is the term we use for it? Rain gauge. आप लोगों ने पढ़ा था ना? It was a
रेन गॉश
cylindrical instrument in which what do we do is we simply first store the water, like we just keep it under the rain, and so that all the rainwater could be stored. And then with the help of a measuring cylinder, we measure how much rain occurred, right? That's why we measure rainfall in सेंटीमीटर. यहाँ पे पूरे साल अगर हम उस रेन गॉज को बाहर रख दें ना, तो भी पता चलता है कि सिर्फ 25 सेंटीमीटर बारिश ही हुई है. ठीक है, विच इज वेरी लेस. नेक्स्ट लेट्स टॉक अबाउट द लैंड, राइट? So life in, if we talk about the land of Sahara, many parts of the region are covered by sand, right? And sand dunes are the most noticeable feature in this landscape. ये हमने पहले भी पढ़ा था, right? What are sand dunes?
मैम द स्मॉल wind of
The
air
sand
which
dunes.
मैम
provides
मिट्टी
sand
का ढेर और मैम कीचड़.
These are the mounds of sand which we find in a desert, right? Sand dunes क्या होता है? Sand dune is a hill or a mound of sand deposited by the wind in a desert. It begins to build where there is an obstruction like a large rock or bush. जहाँ पे कोई large rock या bush का सा obstruction आता है, wind को obstruct करता है, wind को जाने से रोकता है, तो वहां पे wind रुक के जितनी भी desert उसमें जितनी भी sand होती है उसको एक जगह इकट्ठा कर देती है, which we call sand dune, right? So, a major part of the Sahara Desert consists of shifting sand dunes. So, ये हवा के साथ शिफ्ट होती रहती है. ऐसा नहीं कि परमानेंट माउंट है वहीं पे रहेंगे, नहीं. हवा चलेगी तो मिट्टी उड़ के और कहीं पे रुक जाएगी और कहीं पे कलेक्ट हो जाएगी. ठीक. Okay. Next, human life. So, due to the adverse climatic condition, what do you think? First, you tell me. Do you think a lot of people live in the deserts? So people like to go and live in the deserts? Yes or no? Do you think a
no
lot of people
मैम
live in the desert?
no मैम no मैम
Okay, why do you think so? Why do they avoid living in the desert?
मैम because it has very less water and मैम temperature is very high
Yeah, it has very less water, temperature is very, very high, it's very extreme, and they do not have a lot of, you can say, vegetation over there, because of which they could not
food
even meet
supply
their food requirements. Okay, so because of the extreme climatic conditions or adverse climatic conditions of most parts of this region is thin and sparse. यहाँ पे the population है thin and sparse, मतलब बहुत ही कम है. ठीक, it's very less. Most of the people of the region are nomads. Who are nomads? Ashu?
Some nomads, people who may migrate from one region to another in
Very
search
good.
of food and shelter.
Right, the people who move from one place to another in search of their work and shelter are known as nomads. What do we call them?
Nomads.
No.
Nomads, right? They move around the countryside, taking their homes with them. अपना घर का सब सामान अपने साथ लेके जाते हैं, and building their new shelters each time they stop. जहाँ पे वो रुकते हैं वहाँ पे अपना एक टेम्परेरी शेल्टर बनाते हैं. Nomads do not plant crops. ये crops को plant नहीं करते, because अगर आपने crop plant करे then you have to stay at that place to look after the crop. That is why they don't plant crop. They own animals and move to find new grazing lands. इनके पास animals होते हैं और वो अपने animals को लेके घूमते रहते हैं, जिससे उनके लिए grazing lands ढूंढ पाए. Bedouins and Tuaregs are the best known nomadic people. They live in tents and herd camels. Due to the continuous loss of grazing lands and the steady decline in the animal stock, these people are migrating towards cities. Because अब क्या है, यहाँ पे ज़्यादा grazing lands नहीं मिल पाते हैं ना, इनके पास stock लाइव स्टॉक बचा है ज़्यादा, तो अब ये लोग भी सिटी में आके शिफ्ट हो रहे हैं. Many of those nearest cities live in stone huts and herd goats and sheep. और जो nomads cities के पास ही में रहते हैं, उन्होंने अपने permanent huts बना रखे हैं, permanent tents बना रखे हैं, and they herd goats. Okay, and sheep. Some live under large trees and hang their belongings to the branches. They move from one place to another. Camels are the only animals that carry their load. ठीक है? एंड दीज पीपल, ये लोग जो होते हैं दिन की जगह रात को ट्रैवल करना पसंद करते हैं क्योंकि दिन में इट इज वेरी हॉट, एक तो इतने डस्टी स्टॉर्म्स चल रहे होते हैं, so it becomes very difficult to cross that or even walk in that. That's why they prefer to move at night. Is it clear till here? Any doubts?